A woman named Athena sits at her desk, engrossed in texting. She engages in a lively chat with her friends, sharing memes, which eventually leads to discussions about the manor and the hunt. A stewardess leans in to inquire if a male passenger desires a meal. She mentions caviar, but the passenger shows no interest and proceeds to list dishes that can only be prepared in a kitchen. Upon hearing this, the stewardess responds, and the passenger makes a snide remark, requesting champagne instead. As she retrieves the champagne and prepares to serve it, a man suddenly stumbles inside, startling both her and the other passengers. The champagne-drinking man suggests that one of them is awake, prompting an older gentleman to intervene, claiming to be a doctor. He instructs the stumbling man to lie down on some towels and unexpectedly stabs him, shocking everyone present. The injured man, still alive, wildly flings a bottle around until Athena enters the scene, dispatching him with her shoe. However, as Athena cleans her shoe, she asserts that there is no room for sentimentality in war. The same older man ushers the stumbling man into another section of the plane. He pleads for help, but the blonde woman he calls to is unconscious. Later, the same woman regains consciousness outside, her mouth gagged and unable to remove it. She stands and spots another woman across a river who is also gagged, using a makeshift compass. The two briefly acknowledge each other, but the first woman walks away just as a man passes behind the second woman. She follows him to a field with a massive crate at its center. Several other people converge on the crate. One person warns that it might be a trap, but the man proceeds to open it. The rest of the group takes cover. Inside the crate, a pig escapes, and the man discovers a rack brimming with weapons. Everyone in the field, including the blonde woman, approaches the crate. She locates the keys to the gags and helps free one of the captives. Confusion reigns as no one comprehends the situation. Suddenly, gunshots ring out, prompting all to seek cover. Another man manages to escape the gunfire. He reaches a fence, someone approaches, and he nearly shoots them, only to discover it's the man who opened the crate. Two more individuals run towards them. They all leap over the fence, except for the man who opened the crate. He is fatally struck by a spear while bravely confronting his attackers. The remaining three escape and find refuge at a gas station. The station's owners, a couple, mistakenly believe the newcomers are attempting a robbery. The man in the blue shirt clarifies that they don't want money. They only seek to determine their location. The owners inform them that they are in Arkansas. The man requests access to a phone to call the police, but the owners caution that the call will be traced, and help is on the way. Suddenly, the couple dons gas masks and deploys a smoke grenade, leaving the newcomers disoriented. Before the man in the blue shirt can react, the gas station's owner kills him. They also eliminate the other person. The woman ventilates the gas-filled station. Later, they dispose of the bodies. The woman notices the wedding ring on the man in the blue shirt and experiences a moment of guilt. Her husband reassures her, asserting that it doesn't matter because he is undoubted. Crystal enters and finds the couple ready to greet her warmly. Crystal casually requests a box of cigarettes and retrieves her emergency funds. She inquires about the state they are in, and the woman provides an answer, but Crystal senses something amiss. She attacks them, seizing a shotgun from beneath the counter. Crystal dispatches the man first, followed by the woman. Crystal checks the gas station and discovers the lifeless bodies before gathering rubber. A truck parked outside piques her curiosity, prompting her to investigate. She discovers a tripwire linking the truck's door to a bomb. For 13. She eavesdrops on the conversation taking place on the radio she confiscated and conceals herself in the bushes. The hunters, unable to locate the couple from the gas station, are now searching for Crystal. They dispatch a drone to investigate the station, but it is quickly shot down. The person responsible for downing the drone appears, further destroying it, and proceeds towards the truck. As Crystal warns him about the rigged truck, he starts to follow her. He shares his theory about why they are being hunted. She hears an approaching train and urges him to run to catch it. They hop onto the train and discover a group of immigrants hiding inside. The man insists that they are not genuine immigrants but rather crisis actors. The immigrants do not speak English, adding to Crystal's doubts about his theories. The train suddenly halts, and military police search the compartments. Crystal, the man, and the immigrants surrender. The police frisk them, and the man decides to reveal that he and Crystal are Americans and that the refugees are crisis actors. The officers, who do not speak English, step aside, but one of the immigrants surprises the man by speaking fluent English with an American accent. He informs the man that he is the only actor and implores him to calm down. Crystal is transported in a truck to a refugee camp. Upon arrival, she encounters an officer who requests her identification papers. She inquires about her location, and when met with silence, she begins guessing until she correctly deduces that she is in Croatia. She asks to contact the American embassy. However, instead of the embassy, another hunted individual, Don, is brought in. Both of them head to the camp's kitchen for a meal, during which Don repeats the same conspiracy theories as the previous man. Later, they are seen traveling through the woods with an official from the American embassy. Don has shared their predicament with the official, who is shocked and vows to contact the State Department and the military to apprehend those responsible. Crystal becomes suspicious of the official and pushes him out of the car. She then backs over him, killing him. Crystal discovers a gun in his jacket. While searching the trunk, Don becomes agitated upon seeing the lifeless body of the man who had been with Crystal earlier. Crystal finds a map, and Don speculates that they may be the only two remaining survivors. Don proposes leaving in the car, but Crystal declines, expressing her desire to use the map to locate the individuals hunting them and exact revenge. As the pig reappears at the bunker, the group responsible for the hunt discusses what is politically correct and what is not. One of them, a soldier acting as their consultant, urges them to maintain silence, but they mock him. Athena's voice interrupts them over the radio, instructing them to be quiet. One member of the group leaves to relieve himself, and Don distracts him with the pig, allowing Crystal to eliminate him. Back at the bunker, the group hears a disturbance outside. The soldier provides instructions, which the others only partially follow due to their fear. Terrified, they react when Don places the pig inside, shooting it dead. The woman among them mourns the pig's death when Crystal suddenly strikes, killing one of the men and opening fire on the others. She incapacitates the soldier, then stabs the woman. She wrestles another man for a rifle, but he removes the ammunition. Crystal discovers a single bullet in the chamber and uses it to eliminate him. She approaches the sniper and dispatches the last remaining member of the group, believing she has eliminated them all. The soldier tackles her, and they engage in a fierce struggle. Don suddenly appears. He retrieves a gun, and Crystal instructs him to question the woman about their motives. The woman provides a foolish answer, and Crystal is poised to execute her. Don reacts in shock as Athena's voice crackles over the radio, inquiring if he has dealt with Crystal, prompting Crystal to aim her gun at him. He denies being part of the group, and Athena repeatedly asks for updates. She orders Don to eliminate Crystal, but he implores her not to trust Athena's voice on the radio. Despite his pleas, Crystal shoots him. Crystal informs Athena that Don is dead, and Athena instructs her to come to her location. Crystal sits beside the wounded soldier and engages in a civil conversation until she inquires about Athena's whereabouts. The soldier provides the information but cautions Crystal that Athena had been preparing for the hunt for months. Crystal kills the soldier as well. A flashback to 1 year earlier shows Athena in her office, meeting with 2 company representatives discussing a text message related to the hunt. She dismisses it as a mere joke, but they stress that some individuals believe it to be true, warning of potential PR repercussions. Athena scoffs but becomes increasingly agitated, eventually requesting a list of those responsible for the conspiracy theory. Another flashback, 8 months before the hunt, reveals the group selecting their targets. Athena, frustrated by the difficulty in choosing, instructs them to proceed. The slide unexpectedly displays a picture of Crystal, whose opinions about Athena are read aloud, angering Athena, and singles out Crystal as her primary adversary. In the present, Crystal approaches the manor. Athena communicates with her via an intercom, warning that if Crystal doesn't surrender her gun, Athena will detonate C4 explosives beneath the gate. Reluctantly, Crystal leaves her gun behind and enters the house. Beethoven's music plays softly in the background as Crystal cautiously explores the house. Noticing photographs of herself and others on Athena's wall, Athena awaits her in the kitchen, cooking. She inquires about Don's fate but keeps his affiliation with their hunters a secret. Neither Crystal nor Athena recognizes each other. They discuss Athena's motives for organizing the hunt, with Crystal mocking her for doing it for the wrong reasons and inadvertently turning the conspiracy theory into reality. Crystal seizes a knife and confronts Athena. They engage in a brutal battle, matching each other in strength and endurance. Crystal hurls various objects at Athena, including an expensive champagne bottle. She pushes Athena over the fireplace, but Athena retrieves a shotgun and pursues her upstairs. They grapple for the weapon, but Crystal shoves Athena down the stairs and leaps after her. Athena grabs a knife and stabs Crystal with a vegetable cutter. Crystal retaliates, pulling Athena in and stabbing her with the other end of the cutter. Athena dies, but Crystal survives. She stands, eats toast, and uses a blowtorch to seal her wound. After cleaning herself up, she dons one of Athena's dresses and shoes. Before leaving, she takes an expensive bottle of champagne. Outside, she spots Athena's private jet. Upon entering the jet, she informs the stewardess and the pilot that she has eliminated their bosses and threatens them with a gun, demanding they take her home.